I have the top five baseball players between 1890 and 1899 who landed with the most triples in a certain year in that decade, 1890 through 1899. In this book I wrote, Yearly Leaders of Every Batting Category. Ken Arzone here talking baseball. I'm looking at Sunday, May 10th, 2026. Triples, one of the hardest stats to achieve in baseball. I think it's harder than a home run. Home run, you get a hold of it and it lands in the seats, goes over the fence. But with a triple, you have to really earn it. You hit one into the gap between a left and right, or center and right, or center and left. You hit it in the gap. If the ball bounces around, hits the wall, and bounces around, the batter is rounding second and heads for third. And if he makes it, it's a triple. But if there's a good relay throw from the outfield, you could be thrown out. So achieving a triple in baseball is hard. I think it's one of the hardest stats to achieve, my opinion. So who landed in the top five in triples? 1890 season. John Riley, 26. Bid McPhee, first time we've heard of him. He's Hall of Famer. 22. Jake Beckley, Hall of Fame. Joe Fisner, 22. Jake Beckley, 22. Mike Timon, 21. 1891, Tom Brown, 24. Harry Stovey, 20. Dan Brothers, 19. Jake Beckley, 19. Perry Worden, 18. 1892, Head Delante, 21 triples. Dan Brothers, 20. Jack Virtue, 20. Bill Daly, 19. Jake Beckley, for the third time, 19. 1893, Perry Worden, 29 triples. George Davis, Hall of Fame, 27. Ed McKean, 24. Elmer Smith, 23. And for the fourth time, top five, Jake Beckley, 22. 1894, Harry Reitz, 31 triples. Sam Thompson, Hall of Fame, 28. George Treadway, 26. Roger Connor, 25. Dan Brothers, 23. 1895, Kip Selbach, 22. Mike Timon, 21. Sam Thompson, 21. Duff Cooley, 20. Joe Kelly, 19. 1896, Tom McCreary, 21. George Van Haltren, 21. Joe Kelly, second time, 19. Bill Daly, 19. Fred Clark, Hall of Fame, 18. 1897, Harry Davis, 28. Nap Lajoie, Hall of Fame, 23. Bobby Wallace, Hall of Fame, 21. Willie Keeler, Hall of Fame, 19. Jimmy Ryan, 17. 1898, John Anderson, 22. Billy Hoy, 16. George Van Haltren, 16. Joe Kelly, 15. Tommy Corcoran, 15. 1899, wrap it up, the decade. Jimmy Williams, 27. Buck Freeman, 25. Jick Stahl, 19. Fred Tenney, 17. Jack McCarthy, 17. Triples in this decade. Who stood out? Jake Beckley, 4 times. Top 5. Had some Hall of Famers. Head Delante, Big McPhee, George Davis, Sam Thompson, Dan Brothers. Joe Kelly a couple times. Fred Clark, Willie Keeler, and Nap Lajoie. Joe Kelly 3 times. Give the decade to Jake Beckley for triples. All right, we're done with the 1870s, 80s, and 90s. How does the turn of the century after 1900? Who stands out in triples? I'm curious. That's why I wrote the book And I'm looking at this stat, one of the hardest stats to get in baseball, a triple. Talk to you later. I'm out.